What's up? I'm Ryan. This is my favorite ride, Lloyd.
You?
Put over 100,000 miles on him since October.
That's horrible. How y'all doing today?
So we're going to talk about metabolism. And this is something where everyone's different. Not going to go too deep into the science of it because
Y'all
y'all
probably
have
going to
Google.
understand it anyway.
Well, you have Google.
That's it.
You can figure it out pretty easily by just typing it into a search bar.
If there was this on YouTube, I'm pretty sure there's another YouTube video out there that can easily explain what they need to do.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you our short, educated guess.
Everybody's different.
Everybody.
That's the short and skinny of it. So the plan that works for Joe Schmo that has a six-pack that you follow on Instagram that you really like isn't going to necessarily work for you because your body may handle carbs differently than his. He may not store sugar the way that your body stores sugar. So pretty much you've got the basic, simple, good ratios to follow, such as 40% protein, 30% fat, 30% carbs. Kind of just divide that out onto your plate, and that is a good guideline to follow, but it may not necessarily work for you. You may need less of this and a little bit more of that, or something like that. So whenever you
Gentlemen,
every time
and Lloyd,
every time
Hey, little
we
ladies.
try to do something in here,
this motherfucker.
yeah,
We gotta get a new wardrobe, man. We overlapping too much now.
hey, it's a
Same
different
shirt,
type of
different color. Same shirt, different color.
I'm so happy I'm just like y'all.
tank.
So, the feed off with Ryan was just saying about metabolism. We should keep that in there for the video too. I don't know. It just makes it seem so natural. Prime
It is.
example. Ryan has a much speedier metabolism than I ever will acquire without the help of a thermogenic 3 days of cardio and
My metabolism's like the Flash, and yours is like Batman after he's been shot in the kneecap.
yeah, that's a good ratio. Yeah, I mean that's just that can't even disargue that. It's Tony
Or
Stark without the armor.
Quicksilver after the end of Age of Ultron.
No, it's not dead. It's damn sure not dead. But it's definitely Tony Stark without the armor. I'm just at a steady pace. A nice little shuffle, and that's how fast I can go. To even base it off that, you gotta look at it like this. Ryan's metabolism is the type that, you know, a lot of the average mesomorph and endomorph are jealous of. Oh, he can get a six-pack just by flexing because his metabolism is so damn speedy. Yeah, that has its advantages, but it has a horrible disadvantage. It takes
I
him
cannot put on muscle to save my
not
life.
his life. And versus me, on the other hand, I can take 3 weeks of freaking carotene monohydrate and a shitload of steak and cheese and pizza, and for some reason I have doubled in size out of nowhere. I mean, we all know it's not pure muscle, and we all know it's probably a bunch of water weight, but he does the same thing. And
I
gain a
lose
pound?
weight. I lose weight. I eat an entire pizza by myself, and
He blinks
No
and lets you know
change.
his gains
Yeah.
are gone. And it's one of the things that you guys have to realize when you go online and you look at these dudes, like he said, that you admire and stuff like that. Prime example I'm going to use, and we're not really we don't name drop that often, but we do what we do just for the fun of it, and this is just fitness.
so video 2, name drop.
I ain't gonna say video to name drop. I'm just saying like some names that the fitness community should know. Ulysses World was probably a ectomorph when he started off, and a lot of these dudes who follow him, a lot of his fans I've noticed are mesomorphs, and I'm like, you can train to become it is possible for a mesomorph to become a ectomorph, but it takes a bunch of training and a bunch of changing of diet, and this is where we get into metabolism and nutrition. If you want to be an ectomorph, you have to then eat like an ectomorph. For me to become an ectomorph, I would have to eat like 15 damn meals a day. I mean, I'm exaggerating. Not really. 15 meals a day to get my metabolism to be like, versus him. For him to get like mine, more of a mesomorph. I'm doing the statistic. I'm more mesomorph and a little endo, which I'll go into that into a minute. He would have to eat like 4 humongous ass meals a day, and neither of this is cheap. Me eating 12 meals a day is gonna fucking suck. him eating
Was it on a beat?
4 extremely large meals, and I don't mean extremely large as in like a bowl of cereal in the morning with a banana. That's not large. That's fucking moderate in all standards.
That barely
I'm
counts
talking
as a
about
snack for me.
not snack of any man, any human for that matter. I'm talking. It's going to be a full cup of oatmeal, 2 bananas, 2 boiled eggs, or grilled, or however you perform your eggs. About a couple sausage links, probably some ham thrown in there. That's just breakfast. We're not even going to go, and I'm not saying we're even eating clean in this situation.
Yeah.
Lunch is going to be on the level of 2 tuna sandwiches, a salad, some eggs. You put in 3 scoops into your goddamn protein shake after a workout. I'm talking about for his metabolism. For mine, I'm a little different. I could put on muscle by inhaling. I swear to God. I don't even have to go up and wait half the time to even do any form of working out, and bam, I can put on muscle. And it's also, you have to put into height into the situation. And a lot of you dudes, this goes back to what we said with our deadlift video. Height plays a role, and body structure plays a role in a lot of things. You might have a dude that's, okay, he's a 6'3" ectomorph. Okay, he's 6'3" and skinny, versus being a 6'3" mesomorph. LeBron James is a tall mesomorph, if you want to break it down. He can put on muscle like that. Not issue at all. Steph Curry, he's 6'3", which is taller than me because I'm only about 6 foot. He's a ectomorph. He can't put on weight. It's not that he can't, it's just hard as shit for him to pull it off. If me and Ryan would sit down and have this dedicate an entire year to putting on muscle with our metabolisms, in a year's time, he might put on, and don't take offense to this, 10 pounds. 10 to 12 pounds in a year's time. I'm talking about 1 pound a month.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, shit, I might put on 3 pounds a month. Maybe 5, depending on the nutrition factor, what I'm taking, what supplements I'm taking, how much I'm eating. Everything goes into play like that. And I would even say that it has anything to do with even how much you lift. Because me and him, the workout routines aren't that different. Like, only difference that he might do, he does a lot more conditioning than I do, I will admit that. And that's just because my conditioning is more consists of the heavy bag and sprints. I like short, quick cardio. He, on the other hand, would do a full-fledged circuit that will blow half he dudes out the water. I'm sorry. But it is what it is, and you should go follow his Instagram to see the shit he does. I'm going to give it back to him now and let him explain more of the whole body structure, your height, your weight, your the mesoendomorphs, and how their metabolisms differ.
So, with the boxier type of body types and everything, generally the metabolisms are a whole lot slower. So, definitely focus more on smaller meals throughout the day, so that way your metabolism doesn't bite you in the ass and you just end up putting on a lot of fat instead of muscle. Then, kind of middle of the range, you marry the two together, and then when you're on the far end of the skinny guy spectrum like I am, then you need pretty much 4 big meals plus snacks in between. For me to put on considerable size, like when I was stationed over in Bahrain, I went from 155 to 170 in the 2 years that I was there. But the way that I did it was eating like 7,000 calories a day, like 200 grams of protein a day. Like, I literally constantly ate so much that I like hated myself because of how full I was. And that's just the way I had to eat. And it wasn't all clean or anything like that. And plus I was drinking more than a fish. So it definitely wasn't all clean. But it's when I put on the most size. And then now that I'm back in the States and have bills and stuff, I literally cannot afford to eat that way. So I got to kind of find compromises and everything, figure out ways to eat cheaper, but I'm still doing my best to eat as much as I possibly can. and my diet reflects that.
So, to even base off that, we're going to switch over to the nerd mode while we're still on metabolisms. To find out what body structure you are, here's the best way to break it down. Spider-Man is a ectomorph. Skinny, well-muscled, can't put on fat to save his damn life.
You?
Captain America is the embodiment of what a mesomorph should look like. Pure grain muscle, can put on body fat if he needs to, but just can build muscle, that Arnold physique, that awesome physique. Him, T'Challa, definitely Iron Man,
Those
Thor,
middle of the range
those
guys.
are like the mesomorph embodiment. Thor is just a really big mesomorph, adding height to size. Endomorphs, your big bulky motherfuckers, well, that's Hulk, that's Venom, that's Wolverine. And when I mean Wolverine, I don't mean Hugh Jackman. I'm talking about the legit comic book Wolverine, the dude that was only like 5'7", but stocky as shit, whose arms and quads were bigger than most people's like entire body.
I
That's
picture
what we mean by that.
Thanos as well.
Oh yeah, Thanos is definitely pure grain endomorph.
That
like,
dude looks like a literal
but
brick.
he's like endomorph with like 2% body fat. So I mean, if you just sit around in the chair all day and don't do anything else but contemplate death and destroying stuff, I guess I wouldn't eat either. But yeah, he's
It
definitely
took him
up
how
there.
many movies to get off his ass?
He hasn't yet to get up. I mean, it got
He
him
stood up to put the Infinity Gauntlet
to
on.
sit back
and,
down.
And it's like, I guess I gotta do it myself.
I mean, when did you sit down and watch the Civil War?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all did. I know I did.
Yeah.
T'Challa is very interesting because some people would draw T'Challa as a very well-muscled ectomorph. In his earlier comics, he was very based off Serge Nubit. Did I say the name correctly? Nurbit, the legendary black bodybuilder who also named the Black Panther. If you actually go on my Instagram, I have a picture.
His first name was Sergio.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm horrible at pronouncing names, forgive me. But he himself was nicknamed...
And reading, he's not good at that either.
I'm very good at reading, I just don't care for it. It's like now I read a lot.
Like,
but it was...
I do words good.
Shut up, Brian. So, it was a lot of, going back to what we actually were saying before, if you look at the 80s and early 90s Marvel comics and cartoons, everybody was based off a bodybuilder. Thor was heavily based off Arnold. T'Challa, aka Black Panther, was based off Serge. Even Spider-Man was kind of based off Frank. But Frank was like the embodiment of God's will of what a ectomorph should look like at full-fledged muscle. So, but
Frank Zane was a beast.
he was a fucking beast. He was
Like,
freaking awesome.
damn.
But you also had to consider when everybody said that Frank always like he was competition ready. Frank freaking like he pretty much trained like he had a competition the next day. Like he act like he was on 3 days out every single day. Like, tomorrow I have a competition. That's how he thought. Now, that's not only impressive, but that takes a lot of fucking dedication because pizza is so damn delicious. It doesn't help that
And
he was
cookie
also
dough.
that too. He was an ectomorph that just can't burn fat anyway. Hold it real quick. Your legs are still small. Your legs are still small. Sorry, there's a guy out here. Please.
Flex off of the piano legs.
So either way, getting back into
You look like a bicep. We need to get you some.
You can imagine your quads are as big as my
Where's your
biceps.
lat, your intermediates? Where can we get some inspiration in there, man?
How long you been working them legs now? Your whole life? So switching over to the nerd side fully, we're going to talk about in the last few minutes of this video. We're just going to talk about the sorry, our manager's fucking with us. Yo, put those away. One of the most inspirational characters in video games that have inspired you to work out. Possibly number one for me. Granted that Goku is probably one of my biggest inspirations for fitness. His counterpart, video game wise, would be Akuma. Like, your back.
Or Goku from one of the DBZ games.
Yeah, but that technically counts as an anime. That really doesn't count for like video game purposes. Like Akuma Origin was a video game; it was never really an anime. Akuma, I mean, the entire Street Fighter lineup was just some muscular beasts. Like, E Honda was the only fat dude you knew. He had original HGH gut.
Yeah, but
He
that
got-
guy was also like stupid powerlifter strong.
Yeah, no, but yeah, he
Like
was.
you know the guys that just look like literal gorillas that squat like 7,000 pounds for no damn reason. That's what that guy looked
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Sagat made absolutely no sense because Sagat was like 7 feet tall, but well muscled and big as shit. Sagat is a prime example of a pure mesomorph that was just big as fuck for no reason. You can be a tall mesomorph. How do you know when you're a tall mesomorph and how do you know when you're a tall ectomorph? It's very simple. Dao Shin, Sagat. Dao Shin was about tall as shit, but he was skinny as hell. Yoga doesn't really put on much weight. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to tell you that. But how are you going to figure this out? It's very simple. Order a pizza. Eat it in one damn sitting. Go to the scale. After you take a shit. If you didn't gain at least a half a pound from that, guess what? You're an ectomorph because you can't gain shit. Go on a whole binge for 3 days straight. I'm talking about eat as much garbage as you want. If you don't put any size, well, you're an ectomorph. If you put on 10 pounds, you're an endomorph. Put on 5 pounds, you're a mesomorph.
And with that,
We're out.
sign